Hey, welcome. I'm glad you guys are in this class. Welcome to Sociology. So this is a half-year class. So it starts this week, which is the beginning of the second semester, and it's going to end on the very last day of school. For most of you is 5/25. So just wanted to touch a couple bases. All right. Now, each and every single unit, they call those modules. There are going to be 6 seminars within that. And let me show you what that looks like very quickly. All right. Let me hit the back button here. All right, and sorry about that. So what this is going to look like is this. All right. So when you log into this course, and again, it's going to be housed on the Canvas. All right. You're going to go into your classes, your courses, and you're going to click Sociology. And Sociology should pop up, and you can see here that there are a total of 3 modules. Each module has 6 seminars. And essentially what's going to happen is every single seminar is going to take 1 week. So what I want to do is I want to look at one of these under a microscope, okay? Just to kind of see what's expected. So the very first thing you're going to do, the end of this week, over the weekend, or early next week, is you're going to take this pretest. If you just click on that, and then where it says, instead of the preview, you'll see where it says take. You're just going to take it. Again, this is not graded, and it does not count as part of your grade book, all right? It's just kind of seeing what you know about sociology. So there's 3 of those throughout the course. Just because it doesn't count, I still want you to take your time with those, all right? Then, once you're done with that, you're going to click on Seminar 1. Now, and again, we get down to the 6 E's, all right? So the very first one that we're going to do is what we call Engage and Explore. So if we look back at this, you will see that Module 1, Seminar 1, Week 1, the first thing I want you to do is engage and explore. So what does it mean to engage? Well, this gets you ready for the actual class. So in this case, this is what it looks like. And it basically defines what sociology is, and it gives you what they call the objectives. All right. So at the end of this seminar, you're going to be able to define a sociological perspective, and you're going to know what's meant by considering individuals as social beings. All right. And we have a common saying in sociology is that no matter, you cannot not be social. All right. Every human being on this planet is a social animal. All right. Whether you choose to interact with other people is your decision, but that's still part of sociology, right? Kind of like you cannot not communicate, right? So this just kind of gets you ready for it. Once you're completed with that, what you can do is you're going to go all the way down to the bottom of the page where it says Next down here, and you'll click on that, and that will take you into the Explore section. Now, the Explore section is where the meat and potatoes of this is, all right? So at the beginning of every single week, you should definitely do the Engage and the Explore, okay? Now, if we look at this, almost all of these assignments are a watch, read, and do. So here's a crash course on sociology. Make sure that you watch these, okay? This kind of gives you exactly what you need. It gives you the outline. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to read, and this textbook is a digital textbook, and it can be found here. You don't have to download it, all right? But it comes from what we call Scrib, which is an online open source. So what you'll do is you'll find where it says 1.1 and just read this section. And again, if you need an adaptive reader, please let Mrs. Morrissey know and she'll get you one, all right? When you do this, I strongly encourage you to use all of your pre-reading skills, all right? So before you actually read, I want you to kind of take a look and see how it's laid out. All right, we definitely know that this is a textbook. Look at your images. Look at your subtitles. Skim and scan. Are there any words that you don't know? Are there any words that you're unfamiliar with? All right. Then what I want you to do is go back to the top of this and take your time and reread it. Now here you can see there are several key points that are highlighted, that are bolded, all right? Those are your vocabulary words. Sociology, it's very important that you know the vocabulary and you know what words are being used to express certain things, all right? So you'll read through this, you'll take notes. Once you're done with that, Then you can close that out, and now you're going to go to the do section. And the do section, this is just an interactive tool, all right? There's different ways that you can study for these words, all right? So if we look, here's a matching exercise. So if I start this game, again, all I have to do is take the word and I highlight over something. So if I put society over a group of people who live in a defined geographical area, because that was correct, it took it away. All right. If I think sociology is a systematic study of societal and social interactions, it takes it away. Now, if I happen to get it wrong, it'll turn red and it won't take it away. All right. So you can do it that way. You can also use flashcards. So if you start here, a group of shared practices or beliefs, if you click on this, it'll flip it over and it'll let you know what that word is. And then you can keep navigating through each of these, such as this, okay? So make sure that you practice them. Now, down here in the Interested in Learning More, you can always take a deeper dive. Nothing that you're going to have is going to come directly from here, but these are great things in order to strengthen all of your what you know, all right? So here is a link, and it has the sociological perspective, all right? So it kind of lays it out for you, and it takes a deeper dive in that. There are times that I may have you look at these and answer questions on those, but for the most part, nothing in here is absolutely assigned, but it's more or less optional, all right? Then the next thing that I want you to do after you do that, all right? So that's engage and explore. So in this case, we watch, we read, and we do. And this is what that looks like. So we watch and we read and we do. Now that's 2 of the E's. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to explain, okay? Now, this is done on the discussion board, okay? Couple key points to this. These discussion boards are part of your grade. Each one is worth 5 points, all right? In order to get full credit, you have to do 3 things. The first thing you have to do is you have to post your initial post answering the question that it asks. So in week 1, if I go ahead and look further, I can go to the next button. Based on what you've learned in Explore and Engage sections, answer the following prompts. Describe a situation in which a choice you made was influenced by societal pressures. Right? So that could be either the clothes that you wear, that could be the music you listen to, that could be doing something that you didn't want to necessarily do, but you thought was cool, whatever that might be, okay? Now, if you post that, you're going to get 3 points. Then it says review the post of your peers and respond to at least 2 others. Right now, this course is very small, so you're going to have to reply to each other, all right? Once you do that, you're getting 1 point, all right? So that's your 5 points. Now, the other key point to this is you have to know that this closes a week after they are due, and I will not open them back up. All right? So if you do not do them when they are due, you are going to lose those points and you cannot recover them. All right? Also, whenever you respond, please don't just say, I agree. All right? Be sure to question the other person. Expound, which means take it further. All right? Build on what they've already said. All right, and I will model that for you throughout this, all right? Now, that is also due every single week. Next, you're going to elaborate, right? Now, you can do this by writing an essay, by doing a presentation, by doing a video, or a podcast. So if you're going to do an essay, I will post something and you'll see it below. Here's a link to the elaborate part. It'll ask the questions asked. All right, I'm looking for a well-written paragraph or well-written essay, all right? I'm not going to count words, but I am going to look to make sure that you're covering all of the questions answered and you support that with factual evidence or support, okay? If you don't feel like writing an essay, you're more than welcome to do a presentation, and you can do that on Google Slides, all right? If you want to do a video, much like I'm doing right now, you can do it on Screencast-O-Matic, and I will do a walkthrough, and that will be posted on my About page on how you do that. And lastly, if you don't want to do any of that and you'd rather just do a podcast, you can answer those questions orally, right? The quickest way and the best way to do that is just to use your voice memo or your voice recorder on your phone and then upload it to your Google Drive, all right? And again, I can show you how to do that as well. Now, that takes us through 4 of the 6 E's. The last 2 E's are evaluate and express. So your evaluate is a short quiz, all right? Now, typically this is anywhere around 20 questions. This is a graded assignment. So take your time. And lastly, you have an essay due, all right? And you're going to complete this on Google Docs, and I will get it set up for you so you'll each have your own one. And this question, you're going to write a reflection essay answering the following prompt. How do you interpret micro-level and macro-level studies of culture? So a macro, the second one here would be a more holistic view. If you were to stand above everywhere and kind of see how the United States runs, or how American culture runs, or how Brazilian culture runs. So looking at a macro is looking at a large level, whereas looking at a micro level is a very small level, maybe looking at a single family or a single clique within a school, right? So how do you interpret micro and macro levels of study? I want you to give examples from your own life. And was this a new realization for you? Why or why not? So in order to get full credit for that, you have to answer all 3 of these. You can't just say, you can't just give me one example. So you need to do micro and macro, and you need to give specific examples, and then you need to answer this question, and you need to tell me why or why not. And that should be written using a paragraph format, a 5-paragraph format. All right. So be very careful and take your time with these. This is a big part of your grade, right? And obviously part of this course is to help you become better writers. And all of this, again, will be done on Google Docs, and you'll see the link directly below this. So if you have any questions week 1, please let me know. I just want to remind you that this is not a class that you can hold off and wait until the very end. You have to do week by week by week, okay? If you are not on pace, if you're falling behind, I'm going to step in very, very early and ask that you be removed from this course, all right? And for some of you, you need this course to graduate. But this is a elective, but it's also a higher level course, so I expect good work, or the best possible work that you can do, and I will help you become better at writing, better at critical thinking, all right? So I look forward to this year, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much.